True off my chest, my wife forgot to tell me she dated my brother. For years. I'm writing this shaking, because everything I believed about my marriage and my family just collapsed. My wife and I have been together for 7 years, married for 5. We met through mutual friends, and from day one it felt effortless. She was witty, grounded, emotionally mature, or so I thought. Last weekend, we had dinner at my parents' place. My older brother, Daniel, showed up late. He lives out of state and visits once or twice a year. He's the golden child, successful, charming, the guy everyone gravitates to. We were never close. He moved out when I was still in high school and rarely looked back. So he walks in, sees my wife, and there's this pause. Not long, a second, but something passed between them. Her smile stiffened, his eyebrows raised just slightly. Then it was gone. But I noticed. That night, lying in bed, I asked her, half joking, "You and Daniel didn't, date or anything back in the day, right?" She froze. That's when I knew. What followed was 2 hours of, "I was going to tell you. It didn't matter. It was so long ago." Turns out they dated seriously. For 3 years. Lived together for a while in college. She even met our parents as his girlfriend. She swore it was over years before we met. She said she avoided telling me because she didn't want it to ruin what we had. I feel sick. This wasn't a high school fling. This was a long-term, serious relationship with my brother. And no one told me. Not him. Not her. Not my parents. I asked my mom the next day. She went quiet and said, "We thought you knew. What kind of cosmic joke is this?" Everyone just decided to erase that part of the timeline. Now every memory feels poisoned. Every family dinner, every story, every laugh. All of it suddenly fake. And the worst part? I don't know who I'm more furious with, her or him. I didn't sleep that night. You'd think after a bomb like that, your brain would shut down from sheer exhaustion. But mine did the opposite. It played back every family memory like a film reel I never realized was edited. The first time she met my parents, she was nervous. I thought it was just the usual pressure. But now I know she was walking back into a house she'd been in as someone else's girlfriend. The next morning, I told her I needed space. She cried, said I was blowing this out of proportion. That phrase, blowing it out of proportion. I almost laughed. I asked her one thing. Why didn't you tell me when we started dating? Just be honest. Let me choose if I was okay with it. She said, I was afraid you wouldn't give us a chance. And that's when I realized it wasn't just a lie of omission. It was a calculated risk. She decided I didn't deserve the full truth. That same day, I called Daniel. He sounded weirdly calm. Said he always thought it was funny when he found out we were dating. That he assumed she would have told me eventually. When I told him she hadn't, he said, well, that's awkward. Then he chuckled. I asked if he still had feelings for her. He said no, but something in his voice felt off. Then he added, you know, she wasn't exactly innocent back then. She did things I still haven't forgotten. I asked what he meant, and he just said, ask her. I pressed, but he clammed up. Said it was old news. Now I'm left with two people who clearly have a past far messier than I was led to believe. She won't give me details, just repeats. It ended. We moved on, but I haven't, because when your wife hides the fact that she once lived with your brother, shared a bed with him, probably sat at the same dinner table with your parents years ago, and you walk into that same space as her husband, unknowingly, you start questioning everything. And now, I can't stop thinking, did she ever really choose me? Or was I just a twisted second chance? So, I did what I never thought I'd do in my marriage. I snooped. I hate the feeling of going through someone's private things, but something about the way she refused to answer my questions, the way Daniel hinted at things she did, it lit something in me I couldn't turn off. I went through an old box in our closet, one she hadn't touched in years. Inside were some college notebooks, a few printed photos, and a letter. It was folded inside a dog-eared journal with a soft green cover. No name on it, just dates. 2013 to 2016. I opened to the middle. There it was. His name, Daniel. again and again. Daniel is drinking again. He said I was manipulative. Maybe I am. He scared me last night. I said I wanted to leave and he blocked the door. He cried after, said he loved me, then asked if I'd slept with anyone else. I said no. I lied. I stopped reading. My hands were shaking. I felt like I was inside someone else's memory, trespassing. She had lied to him. He had scared her. They were toxic, probably worse than she ever let on. But the part that broke me wasn't what she wrote. It was the photo I found tucked behind the journal. The three of them, Daniel, her, my mom, smiling, holding wine glasses, sitting on our old porch. She looked happy, at home, like she belonged, like she already had a place in my family before me. I confronted her that night, showed her the journal. She turned pale. She said, "You went through my things?" I said, "Answer the damn question." She sat down and told me they were on and off for years, that he was dark, sometimes cruel, that when they ended it was a relief. But the worst part? She admitted something I never expected. She said she knew I was Daniel's brother when we met. She looked ashamed. "I thought you were nothing like him. I wanted a clean slate, and then I fell in love with you. So yeah." She walked into our relationship with full knowledge of who I was, and she let me walk in blind. I don't know what's worse, that I married my brother's ex, or that she was willing to let me fall in love without ever knowing that truth. And now I can't stop asking myself one question. Was I a fresh start? Or a way to rewrite her past with the better brother? After everything, the journal, the confession, the lie by omission, I thought I was ready to move on. Not forgive, just exist. I started sleeping in the guest room. We barely spoke. I told her I needed time, and truthfully, I was considering leaving. But then something happened that cracked it all open. Something small. I got a notification on our shared tablet. She hadn't logged out of her messages. I didn't mean to snoop again, but the name, Daniel. I opened the thread. There were months of messages. Nothing sexual, but emotionally intimate. "You know he's going to find out eventually. He's nothing like you. Do you think he suspects anything? Sometimes I miss the way we used to be." My stomach turned. I kept reading. Some messages were deleted, clearly by her. But one line stood out like it was burned into the screen. "This was your idea, remember? You said it would be the only way to stay in the family." I stared at it, reread it 5 times. What the hell did that mean? I called Daniel, told him I'd seen the messages, that I knew. He was silent for a moment, then said, "I told her not to message me like that. She's spiraling. Look, I never wanted her back. I just didn't want her to destroy you too." Then he hung up. That night I confronted her. She didn't deny the messages. She cried, said she felt trapped between 2 versions of her life. Then she said something I'll never forget. "When I met you, I wanted to rewrite everything, pretend Daniel never happened. But then he came back, and I remembered who I used to be, and I hated myself for missing it." She admitted they had reconnected 6 months ago. Nothing physical, according to her, but she confessed. She told him she sometimes wondered if she married the wrong brother. So there it was. Not just lies, not just the past. She still loved him, or the idea of him. Or maybe she just never stopped needing to feel like she had some power in this twisted triangle. I packed a bag and left that night.
No screaming, no theatrics.
Just silence. The next morning, she texted me, "Tell your parents I tried." I really did. I didn't reply, because here's the truth no one wants to say out loud. Some people don't fall in love with you. They fall in love with your orbit, your last name, your family, your gravity. And if they can't have the sun, they'll settle for the planet that spins closest to it. I was never Plan A. I was Plan Daniel 2.0, and I'm done being someone's second draft.